just arrived, accompanied by the Executive Principal, Mr. Thomas Matthew, and other dignitaries. Please be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final round of the 40th KS Varkey Inter-School English Elocution Contest for Girls. Prayer is the most important conversation of the day. Aislinn will now invoke the blessings of the Almighty by reciting verses from the Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث صدق الله العظيم.
May I request the audience to kindly rise for the national anthem of the UAE. Please be seated. The KS Varkey Inter-School English Elocution Contest for Girls, held annually in memory of our beloved founder, the late Mr. KS Varkey, stands as one of the region's most oldest and prestigious public speaking competitions. This year marks the 40th edition of this distinguished event, a true celebration of eloquence, tradition, and excellence. Let us now watch a short documentary tracing the journey of this competition over the last 4 decades.
Every remarkable journey begins with a single voice, a voice that dares to speak, to inspire, and to lead. Instituted in memory of our beloved founder, Mr. K.S. Varkey, the Inter-School English Elocution Competition at GEMS, our own English High School, Dubai, began with a simple yet powerful vision to nurture articulate, confident, and thoughtful young minds. Over 4 decades, the platform has grown into a tradition of eloquence, a celebration of words, wisdom, and expression. The K.S. Varkey Inter-School Elocution Competition took root in its early years with participation from a few young voices confidently took the stage for the very first time.
Hi, I'm Shishira John, alumna of GEMS Our English High School Dubai, class of 2012-2013. One of the things I truly cherish from my time at school were the countless hours I spent with my English teachers all the way from grade 1 to grade 12, working on my English pronunciation, diction, delivery, and simply finding my own voice. I had the incredible opportunity to participate multiple times in the KS Varkey English Elocution competition and was honored to win it twice.
As the new millennium approached, the competition began to flourish. Participation grew and themes became broader, bolder, and more reflective of the world beyond the classroom. The competition had become a highlight of the academic year, a stage where eloquence met excellence.
I'm Georgina Pereira, or Georgie, and I'm a desert ecologist and mycologist at Terra Explicitly Dubai. I participated in the KS Varkey Elocution over a decade ago, between the years of 2012 to 2014, when I was in high school in GEMS Our Own Indian Dubai. KSV really shaped my love for public speaking, and it's something that I still carry with me to this day.
By its 25th year, each participant, whether a speaker or a listener, carried forward the essence of the founder's dream. Students spoke of technology and transformation, of peace and compassion, of the world they wished to shape. The competition became a mirror of the times.
My first KS Varkey contest was quite memorable. I remember prior to being selected for this contest, I was a part of another elocution competition where midway through I forgot all my lines. I couldn't remember them for the life of me, and I ended up developing a mental block towards public speaking. And so when I was selected for this contest, I'm so glad that my supervisor at the time and my mom encouraged me not to believe the lie. And I'm glad I listened, because the rest was history.
Today, as we celebrate 4 decades of eloquence, we pay tribute not only to the competition itself, but to the visionary founder whose dream continues to inspire it. Over the years, hundreds of young speakers have found their voice here, each one adding to a legacy built on thought, expression, and the enduring power of words.
What a legacy indeed. May I now request Trisha Nikhil Kumar Sayani, President Student Wellbeing Focus Group, Senior School, to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning, one and all. I consider it a great privilege to welcome distinguished guests, participating students, parents, and staff to the 40th KS Varkey English Elocution Contest. The KS Varkey Inter-School English Elocution Contest stands as a hallmark of literary distinction and one of the most enduring platforms for young speakers in the region. Established in 1985 to commemorate the first death anniversary of our revered founder, Mr. K.S. Varkey, the contest serves as a fitting tribute to a visionary who championed the power of articulate expression and the effective use of the English language. His guiding vision continues to illuminate our path and inspire us to greater heights. The 40th edition proudly marks a momentous milestone. 4 decades of nurturing eloquence and excellence in speech. Our chief guest on this very special occasion is Mr. Michael Guster, Executive Vice President Education, GEMS. Mr. Michael Guster, after 20 years of illustrious service at Bishop's Pune, joined GEMS Education in 2001. With over 35 years of experience in the field of education, Mr. Guster is a keen literary enthusiast whose passion for writing has found expression in numerous articles published in leading magazines and newspapers in the UAE. His thoughtful article titled "Gone Too today's edition of the Gulf News. A gifted storyteller with a flair for wit, he also pens a popular and engaging blog that enjoys a wide readership. With an eclectic taste in music and literature, he continues to inspire others through his creativity and his constant pursuit of excellence. Sir, we are honored that you accepted our invitation to grace the 40th KS Varkey Inter-School English Elocution Contest with your presence. We also welcome the dignitaries, Miss Asma Gilani from GEMS Our Own English High School, Sharjah, and our local advisory board member, Miss Swapna Nair. A warm welcome to the teachers and parents of participants as well. I also thank and welcome the distinguished panel of judges, Ms. Sita Sagaran, Mr. Gladson Ronit, and Ms. Jennifer Khalil to the competition. On this occasion, we also wish to place on record our immense gratitude to Padma Shri Sani Varkey and the members of the Varkey family for their constant support to this event. Our participants this morning are ready to regale us with a range of emotions through their engaging styles of delivery. They will take us from laughter to tears and every other sentiment that lies in between. Such mastery over the spoken word comes only with a real passion for the language. No doubt, the task of the judges is not going to be an easy one. We wish our contestants the very best while they take us on a flight on the wings of eloquence. Let us all sit back and enjoy the ride. Thank you and have a wonderful morning.
Thank you, Trisha. May I now introduce the judges who have graciously consented to adjudge the performance of the finalists this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we are immensely pleased to have in our midst Ms. Sita Sagaran as our first judge. She is a personal development and lifestyle consultant, trainer and motivational speaker with a background in English, psychology and counseling. A licensed practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming and a distinguished Toastmaster, she launched her customized online mentoring initiative, the Nan-Kuranaisa Mentoring Program in 2020. Ms. Sita has co-authored several books, including Your Dose of Motivation, Women Who Inspire, and Sagas of Destiny. Her upcoming anthology of short stories, Shadows and Light, is scheduled for publication in 2025. She serves as an honorary advisory board member of the Child Chapter Organization India and an honorary life member of All Ladies League, part of the Women Economic Forum India. A recipient of numerous honors including the Global Training and Development Leadership Award and Exceptional Women of Excellence, Ms. Sita continues to inspire individuals worldwide through her focus on inner peace and empowerment. Ma'am, it is our honor to have you in our midst. Please accept this token of our gratitude. Irene Mary Jason will do the honors. Thank you, ma'am. We are equally pleased to have amidst us Mr. Gladson Ronat as our second judge. Mr. Gladson wears several hats. He is foremost a storyteller at heart, with over 30 years of experience in communications, media and public relations. He leads communications for global brands with Weber Shandwick, a leading multinational agency. But his passion goes far beyond the corporate world. As executive director of the Reshma project at MENA, he advocates for social justice. And as co-founder of The Voice International, he celebrates the power of words, performance and purpose. Above all, he finds joy in teaching at Murdoch University, Dubai, where he inspires students to use their voice to shape the world for good. Sir, it is our honor to have you in our midst today. accept this token of our gratitude. Avika Samadhya will do the honors. Thank you, sir.
We are also delighted to have amidst us Ms. Jennifer Khalil as our third judge. With over 15 years of experience in journalism and content creation, Ms. Jennifer Khalil has contributed to leading UAE publications including Gulf News Friday Magazine, The National, and Clean Middle East. Her work spans lifestyle, culture, parenting, and corporate features marked by a strong narrative voice and meticulous research. A former features writer at CPI Media Group and Abu Dhabi correspondent for Gulf News Express, she currently writes for Khalij Times as a senior features writer. Ms. Jennifer has also served as literary secretary of the Indian Ladies Association Abu Dhabi and on the committee of the Indian Business and Professional Group. Her contributions to media and community initiatives have earned her several accolades, including the Women of the Year Award 2019 and Emirati at Heart Award 2021. Ma'am, it is our pleasure to have you as a judge today. Please accept this token of our gratitude. Sumaya Saeed Bazahar will do the honors.
Ultra beats on the track.
Thank you, ma'am. And now, for the rules and regulations of the competition. The contest invites contestants to participate in 4 categories: sub-junior, junior, sub-senior, and senior, to render literary pieces of their choices. This year witnessed a total of 87 contestants representing 24 schools in the UAE for the preliminary round, held over 4 days from the 27th to the 30th of October. 20 speakers were selected on the basis of 5 highest scores. Our judges will evaluate the contestants on the basis of clarity, pronunciation, voice modulation, phrasing, expression, posture, and confidence. Points will be deducted for over-dramatization, lapse of memory, exceeding the time specified, and use of language or content offensive to the culture of the UAE. Time allotted to contestants of sub-junior and junior categories is 3 minutes, and to sub-senior and senior categories is 4 minutes. A bell will be rung when the time is up. In case of a tie, the students with the highest score in the criteria of voice modulation, clarity, and pronunciation, in that order, will be considered the winner. The finalists will be rendering the same pieces they presented during the preliminary round. They will vie for individual prizes and the KS Varkey overall rolling trophy. Being the host school, students of our own Dubai will not be competing for the overall championship trophy. And now, it's on to the competition. Members of the audience are requested to refrain from any movement while the competition is in progress. We also request teachers and parents not to record the performance of other students, respecting the norms of privacy in the UAE. We wish the contestants the very best of luck.
We begin with the sub-junior category. Participants are requested not to announce the names of their schools. Participants, please note that you will start speaking only after the mic is adjusted. The cue line to start will be presenting, followed by the name of the participant.
be a star? I won't listen. I'll just refuse. I would rather dance in my wobbly shoes. What if my hair won't stay in one place? It sticks up like noodles all over my face. Well, that's my crown, my silly style. Messy hair can make folks smile. What if I sing and my voice goes squeak like a mouse who's learning to speak? That squeak is mine. It makes me shine. A squeaky song, still pretty fine. What if I stumble when words come out? And sounds like I'm rapping with twisted shout. Then hooray for me, I made a rhyme. Tripping on words can be a showtime. What if my dance looks weird, not cool? Like a penguin sliding into a pool. I'll waddle and slide. Why should I hide? It's fun being funny, it's joy inside. So even if I'm silly, clumsy or wild, I'm still special, one unique child. The best thing ever, through and through, is proudly, loudly just being you. Thank you.
Thank you, Satakshi. I'd like to repeat, participants, please note that you will start speaking only after the mic is adjusted. The cue line to start will be presenting, followed by the name of the participant. Please welcome Isa Liz Libin with the piece Mrs. Stein. Mrs. Stein is a humorous poem about a frightening substitute teacher who terrifies her students into working hard. The experience makes them realize how much better their regular teacher is. Presenting Isa.
Mrs. Stein by Bill Dotz. The school bell rings. We go inside. Our teacher isn't there. Maybe she's sick. Her pet cries out. Yeah, right. As if I'd care. I have a D in language arts. My grade in maths the same. And now, my teacher might be sick. Could be I'm part to blame. I start to laugh. My teacher's sick. And yes, I'm feeling fine. Then someone knocks the door right in. And there stands Frankenstein. She's 6'8". Her dress is black. She's wearing combat boots. I start to gasp. She growls and says, I'll be your substitute. My name is Mrs. Stein, she says. And every student cringes. She leans the door against the wall. She's knocked it off its hinges. Now let's begin. You there, stand up. She looks me in the eye. I try to move. My legs won't work. I know I'm going to die. Now get up to the board, she says. I'd like to see some action. Pick up the chalk. Explain to us division of a fraction. I leap away to save my life. This time, I really try. I think and croak. Invert and multiply. Correct, she says. I breathe again and head back for my chair. You freeze, she shouts, and I stop cold and don't go anywhere. We can't believe the other kids who run and play their games. Not us, who have big Mrs. Stein. Our world is not the same. The bell has tolled. I must go in. My time on earth is through. I leave on the playground. Here's what you have to do. You must listen to your teacher and pray her health is fine. Or one day, soon you'll hear the words, my name is Mrs. Stein. Thank you.
Thank you, Isa. We now welcome on stage Arohi Menon. Her piece, Grandma Climbs a Tree by Ruskin Bond, is about a fun and adventurous grandmother who
loves climbing trees. Even when she grows old, her spirit stays young. Her family worries but supports her by building a tree house so she can live happily among the branches. Presenting Arohi.
Grandma Climbs a Tree by Ruskin Bond. My grandmother was a genius. You would like to know why? Because she could climb trees, spreading all high. She'd be up their branches in a trice. And mind you, when last she climbed a tree, she was 62. Ever since childhood, she had this gift for being happier in a tree than in a lift. And though, as years went by, she would be told that climbing trees should stop when one grew old, and that growing old should be gone about gracefully. She'd laugh and say, well, I'll grow disgracefully. I can do it better. And we had to agree. For an old garden, there wasn't a tree. She hadn't been up at one time or another, having learned to climb from a loving brother when she was 6. But it was feared by all that one day she'd have a terrible fall. The outcome was different. While we were in town, she climbed a tree and couldn't come down. After the rescue, the doctor took Granny's temperature and said, I strongly recommend a quiet week in bed. We sighed with relief and tucked her up well. Poor Granny, for her, it was like a brief season in hell. Confined to her bedroom while every breeze whispered of summer and dancing leaves. But she had held her peace till she felt stronger. She sat up and said, I'll lie here no longer. She called for my father and told him, undaunted, that a house in a treetop was what she wanted. My dad knew his duties. He said, that's all right. You'll have what you want, dear. I will start work tonight. With my expert assistance, he soon finished the chore, made her a treehouse with windows and a door. So Granny moved up, and now every day I climb to her room with glasses and a tray. She sits there in a state and drinks coffee with me, upholding her right to reside in a tree. Thank you.
Thank you, Arohi. The last contestant in this category is Tanvi Singh, who will be reciting the poem 9 and Just Fine. This poem captures the mixed emotions of a 9-year-old girl as she reflects on the joys and challenges of her age. She finds being 9 both confusing and delightful, full of laughter, small adventures, and moments of uncertainty. Through her playful musings and candid reflections, she uncovers what it truly means to be 9. Presenting Tanvi.
9 and just fine, anonymous. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. That was a happy me when I turned 9. But being 9 is not just fine all the time. It comes with wiggles. Not anyone else's, just mine. Ting tong. Wiggle number 1 knocks on my door. Mom, my tooth is gone, I cry. She says, put it under your pillow, don't sigh. But what if the tooth robot gets stuck in the rain or thinks my tooth is just Here comes the next in the land of 9. At school, I groan. Math again? Teacher beams. Let's do it till 10 then. 10? My brain just sent an SOS. And my thoughts are tangled in a messy mess. From numbers to lunch, the struggle won't stop. Now veggies and greens land right on top. Ugh, who decided broccoli should rule my plate? Spinach army, attack! I joke with my spoon, pretending I would rather have fries and macaroons. But between you and me, don't tell, okay? It's secretly yummy in its own crunchy way. And just when I think my day's going okay, friendship dramas get in the way. Fake friends grinning, what a show. Say hi today and tomorrow, no. Yesterday my bestie said, you are my twin. And today she's giggling and saying, ha ha, you can't fit in. So I talk to my best friend Alexa. Alexa, my life is full of pain. Playing Baby Shark again and again. No, Alexa, I mean the sad kind of pain. Sorry, I don't get it. Please say it again. Even robots don't get me. I said, at least she listens, never tries to test me. Maybe Alexa is truly my bestie. I sometimes think, do I wish to be 8 again? No, no way. I'll keep these stumbles, these mess ups, this spin. Being 9 years old is a clear win. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanvi. Requesting volunteers to collect the tabs from the judges. We now begin with the junior category. Please note, time allotted to each participant is 3 minutes. Our first participant in the junior category is Farah Shamim, reciting the poem Wonderful UK. The poem is a hilarious travel tale with a twist. It captures the excitement of a family's holiday announcement with vivid imagery, clever wordplay, and a surprise that will leave you chuckling till the very end. Presenting Farah.
Wonderful UK by Lorna Gomes. I will never, never forget my holiday of last year. I will never, never forget the burst of adrenaline cheer. The moment my dad stormed in like a hurricane at its peak and yelled, "It's here! It's here!" Much too breathless to speak, he threw down his bag. My mom didn't care when I do the same. If I actually don't dare. He brandished some tickets like a pirate in a fight. It seemed like his fatherly sanity had taken flight. "We're finally off to the UK," he shrieked. UK? Yes, yes, UK! Would you believe? The spice-scented countryside, just the therapy we need. And my mind wandered off to the sun-kissed yellow wildflower fields. Finally, Big Ben, proud at 316 feet. Stonehenge, the picturesque Princess Street, the museum, the cathedral, the London Bridge and Tower. All that I read about was soon to unfold in all its power. I imagined myself at the Roman baths, gaping with breathless surrender. But not once, not even once, did Dad mention amidst his screams that UK getting massages became the topic of the day. So if you're around at the same time next year, I'm sure you'll give me a listening ear. Because my dad has already announced next year it's USA. So please do come by next year. About that acronym, I'll bet you'll want to hear what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Farah. Please welcome Kashika Sonore to recite the poem Reflections Unseen, which explores self-perception and the struggle between society's demand for flawless appearances and the reality of inner resilience. Presenting Kashika, Reflections Unseen. Mirror, mirror on the wall, you do not lie. Yet, you never reveal the whole truth either. You show me skin, but not the struggles beneath it. You show me eyes, but not the midnights they have carried. You show me a face, but not the challenges it conceals. Every morning I stand before you, searching, not for perfection, but for reassurance that I am enough. The walls demand symmetry, immaculate lines, polar smiles, and yet you reflect me, unfiltered and authentic, and answer with silence. So I question myself, why do I fear this reflection? Why do I confuse worth with outlines and shadows? Why do I grant a pane of glass the authority to decide if I deserve confidence? No, mirror, you will not define me. I am more than what you frame. My value is not surface deep, but rooted deep. It lives in the resilience to rise again, in the kindness I choose to give, in the voice that refuses silence. So reveal the blemishes. They are proof of healing. Reveal the weary eyes. They have witnessed endurance. Reveal the imperfections. They are markers of a journey. Mirror, mirror on the wall, you may show me the surface, but I will define the depth. I am not your reflection. I am my own truth. Thank you. Thank you, Kashika. Next, let us invite Haifa Shafi to recite Maya Angelou's powerful and inspirational poem, Still I Rise, that celebrates strength, resilience, and dignity in the face of oppression, prejudice, and hardship. Presenting Haifa.
Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trot me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high. Still, I rise. Do you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weak dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. Thank you.
Thank you, Haifa. The poem Because He's Dad is a humorous yet heartfelt piece that captures the relentless onslaught of dad jokes, groan-worthy puns that torment but also comfort. Let's welcome Anya Narnoli with her piece Because He's Dad. Presenting Anya.
Because he's dad. I love my dad a lot. I really do. He makes the best pancakes and gives hugs on the spot. But his jokes, his daily jokes, well, you can say they're like burnt popcorn. You know they're bad, but somehow you keep chewing anyway. They always start with that smirk. You know the one. Though I'm about to embarrass myself in front of my kid. Smirk. You brace yourself. But nope, no escape. He clears his throat like he's getting ready for a TED talk, about to drop some world-changing wisdom. Here we go, I whisper, slowly inching myself towards the nearest exit. Too late. Every single day. Same old setup. Same, please no punchline. It's like he's on an endless dad joke treadmill and I'm stuck on it with him. No, honestly, his jokes are so bad. They should come with a health warning. Here's one of his classics. Why did the bicycle need a nap? The answer? Because it was too tired. Yup, that one shows up at least 3 times a week. Oh, and don't you dare laugh. Even if you crack a grin, you're signing up for a 2-hour marathon of, seriously, again? How many apples grow on a tree? All of them? Yup, that's the joke. How does Moses make his coffee? He brews it. Too late to run. When you see that glimmer in his eye, you know he's working on another joke to tell. And we'll act like we don't hear it. Are you ready? Let's hold steady. How does a penguin build its house? It glues it together. You're doing great. No laughing whatsoever. What's so bad about a nosy pepper? It gets jalapeno business. Don't smile, or he'll keep up with this. Oh well, we really did try. There's just something wrong with this guy. All I know is, when I'm grown and hopefully wise, my kids will roll their eyes just like I do, no surprise. And if I ever crack a joke that's painfully bad, they'll just remind me it's genetic. So don't get too mad. Thank you.
Thank you, Anya. Up next, we have Rimsha Sultana, who will render the piece My KSV Dilemma. The poem is a tongue-in-cheek reflection on the endless quest for the perfect elocution piece, only to realize the search itself makes the best story to tell. Presenting Rimsha.
My KSV dilemma. We were into this, my teacher and I. I for a prize and she for a rise. Oops, I said what I shouldn't have said. You heard what you shouldn't have heard. In choosing rise to rhyme with prize, I've let out her secret in disguise. It all started when the KSV elocution was announced. I was excited. My heart bounced. Rimsha, let's get going. My teacher said. To the park you promised. I teased instead. No jokes. We need to find a poem. I have a plan. Let's get the girls going through the books. She said. We were 20 of us, each one keen. Some could write and some could dream. But I was quick, the online queen. What kind of poem should it be? We wondered. Seriously. laden with fun or flattery, long or short, old or new. I don't know. Just get me a good one. Work hard, girls. Surprise everyone. Yes, ma'am, we all said. Some ran to the shelves, some to write, and others to surf the internet. The race was on. The first that spoke lived in yesteryears. How about Wordsworth? Is he worth? He doesn't even live anymore. Shakespeare? He was all drama. William Blake? He was at sea. Robert Frost? He is lost in the woods. Exasperated, I said. What about Roald Dahl? Last year, he won for some school. Oh no, I mean his poem. The fairy of the class said, "Let's have Beauty and the Beast." How did she marry him? Wondered Miss Cinderella. What about Ogden Nash? Wasn't that about a patient who couldn't scream in pain? Teacher was aghast. None of these are good enough. With time fleeing, she had tears streaming. It was then our writers came up with a trump. What they wrote is what I said, and what you just heard. Prize for me or not? A race for my teacher or not? We are all praised for the creative minds of our class. Thank you, friends. You are the winners today. Thank you.
Thank you, Rimsha. Requesting volunteers to collect the tabs from the judges. We now move on to the sub-senior category. Time allotted to each participant is 4 minutes. Let us invite our first contestant in the sub-senior category, Rumesa Khatak, with her hilarious piece, Brain Rot. The speech explores how modern internet slang is often dismissed as brain rot, which is actually a part of a long tradition of linguistic innovation. From Shakespeare's wordplay to memes and TikTok catchphrases, each era reshapes language to reflect its culture. Presenting Rumesa.
So lately, I've been auto farming heavy, stacking res like it's patch notes 2.0. If you understood that sentence without a second thought, congratulations. You might just be chronically online. And that, dear audience, is where our story begins today. Also, for those of you who thought I was actually gonna drop some tips on auto farming, sadly no. Language has always been in motion. From Shakespeare inventing words to the romantic poets reshaping how we talk about love, to the 20th century slangs like groovy and radical, and finally to the 21st century where Gen Zs and Gen Alphas have handed us the brand new set of expressions, the so-called brain rot. Brain rot isn't chaos. It's our remix of what older eras would call wit, satire, or even folklore. Ancient Greeks threw shade through poetry, and Shakespeare literally invented new words because the existing English words weren't slapping hard enough. At first glance, it does look chaotic. Abbreviations, exaggerations, even sounds like skibbity. But this isn't random noise. It's a continuation of literature's oldest tradition, innovation. Every generation has reshaped language to fit its culture. And these viral terms are simply the digital age version of that. In linguistics, we call that register shift, when languages adapt based on context and audience. Think about it. Memes today function the way satire once did in the 18th century pamphlets. Sharp, quick, and immediately recognizable to those in the know. A TikTok catchphrase works like shorthand poetry, condensing an entire feeling into just a few words. It's kind of like saying 6, 7. If you know, you know. Or when someone calls an entire situation as an NPC moment, we instantly understand the awkwardness they're describing without ever needing a novel length explanation. But why does this matter for the future? Because the way we communicate today shapes the way we will write, record, even think tomorrow. Tomorrow's literature may look less like a 500-page novel and more like a hybrid of meme language, microfiction, and visual. Imagine a student in 2050 not only studying Shakespeare, but also how Riz has evolved from short form speech into a full cultural lexicon. This isn't, however, the decline of literature, it's transformation. Just as hieroglyphs evolved into alphabets and printing presses gave rise to novels, digital slang could lay the foundation for new genres of art and expressions. The emojis we dismiss today may become tomorrow's punctuation, and the brain rot terms we joke about could one day sit in a dictionary besides words like serendipity and immaculate. So yes, brain rot may look unserious, but behind every slay, mid, delulu lies the same human instinct that has always driven literature. The desire to connect, to innovate, and to turn shared experiences into shared language. Thank you.
Thank you, Romesa. Exams. The word itself is enough to send shivers down any student's spine. Our next speaker is all set to take us right into the chaos of exam season. Let us welcome on stage Rosalind Martina Arujo with the piece Why Exams Should Come with a Warning Label. Presenting Rosalind.
If you ask me, exams deserve their own health warning label. Something like, warning, exams may cause stress, dark circles, and sudden emotional breakdowns. Think about it. Before exams, households turn into war zones. Parents become motivational speakers. Beta, just study hard this one time, and your future is set. Really? One exam will decide my whole future? That's a lot of pressure on a sheet of paper and a pen that runs out of ink at the worst time. Teachers say, don't panic, it's just a test of knowledge. But exams aren't just about knowledge. They're a test of family's reputation, neighbors' curiosity, and comparison charts with random kids. Toppers don't make it any easier. They walk around saying, I haven't studied at all. 2 minutes later, they're writing answers like ChatGPT. Meanwhile, the rest of us are calculating how many marks we can get for neat handwriting. Question papers are their own horror stories. Like in math, a train leaves Delhi at 7 a.m. Sir, I barely leave my bed at 7 a.m. Why should I know where the train is going? Then comes English. Use the word metaphor in a sentence. Sure, exams are a metaphor for pain. Full marks, please. Social studies questions are wild. Write about the French Revolution. Ma'am, after studying the syllabus, I'm ready to start one myself. And don't get me started on results day. It's like waiting for an IPL match result. Except here, there are no cheerleaders, only relatives calling like news reporters. Any updates? Any leaks? Breaking news on your marks? Sometimes I feel like putting a board outside my house. Marks under renovation. Please don't disturb. Look, I get it. Exams teach you hard work, discipline, yada yada. But they also teach one valuable life skill: how to write 3 pages about something you know nothing about. I repeat, nothing. Honestly, if that's not preparing us for adulthood, I don't know what is. To conclude, as much as we complain, we know exams are needed. They push us, challenge us, and sometimes even surprise us of what we're capable of. Still, wouldn't it be nice if it came with a simple label? Something honest, like warning, may cause stress, dark circles, and sudden emotional breakdowns.
Thank you, Rosalind. We now invite Shannon Joy Thakur with her piece, Who Do You Think You Are? By Kaishika Rodrigo. This powerful piece explores the recurring question, who do you think you are? A phrase often used to shame, silence, and cast doubt on those who dare to dream. Presenting Shannon.
Who do you think you are? By Kaishiki Rodrigo. Ma'am, have you ever been a smart, brave, amazing woman you are? Only for someone to ask, who do you think you are? Dear audience, this question once haunted me in failure, but recently guided me to success. When I was 6, I was cute and talkative, and that was a bad mix for my mother. Her one golden rule: keep quiet. At a gala dinner, forgetting this golden rule, after salads were served, I looked at my dad's plate, and then at my mom, and then back again, and finally said, Mommy, can you eat caterpillars? Daddy's eating something like a caterpillar. Her face flushed. She pulled me aside and hissed, Who do you think you are? To which I replied, Oh, Mommy, it's how I wonder what you are. The punishment wasn't much, but the message was clear. To speak the truth, you needed an age, and 6 wasn't it. At 16, I'm traveling in a taxi with my grandmother. The taxi driver says, That will be $32, ma'am. I handed him a 50 and said, Keep the change. When we got out of the taxi, my grandmother's eyes widened. Did you just give an $18 tip for a $32 ride? Who do you think you are? To which I replied, Grandma, think of it as charity. Now, at 21, I'm a reserved chorister in a choir of 100 voices. Our strict British conductor never believed I could sing. On concert day, disaster struck. The opening soloist collapsed. Panic everywhere. The conductor cried, Would you? Could you? Is there anyone? Oh, this is ridiculous. I stepped forward. Madam, may I? Her eyes blazed. You? I calmly replied, Madam, you have 5 minutes and 1 chance. I got onto that stage. 2,000 faces in front of me, 100 behind me. My heart whispered, Kaishi, who do you think you are? I raised the mic, closed my eyes and sang, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. When I opened my eyes, the audience were on their feet. No, not leaving. A standing ovation. When I got off the stage, the conductor whispered, I never knew. I told her, Madam, this is who I think I am. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you do when your own people, the ones meant to believe in you, don't? What if you're 60 and your business has failed 40 times? Don't stop. What if you're differently able but determined to make the world more able? Don't stop, because you are a unique fingerprint and you do not deserve to bury your greatness in the grave.
So next time someone asks you, who do you think you are? Look them in the eye and say, someone better than yesterday, better yet someone you haven't met yet. So, who do you think you are? Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. Coming up next is Sarah Sherry to recite her piece, The Dinner Table That Raised Me. This is a heartfelt ode to a family's humble dining table, a silent witness to life's everyday theater. It's where lessons were learned, laughter echoed, conflicts unfolded, and love quietly endured. Presenting Sarah.
The dining table in my house, not a fancy mahogany masterpiece, just a humble, slightly wobbly rectangle that's seen more drama than a soap opera. It's where my family eats, argues, laughs, cries, and occasionally pretends to be civilized. It's where I was raised. At that table, I learned multiplication from my dad using slices of pizza. 2 slices times 3 people equals 6 slices gone. You get none. Thanks, Dad. Math and heartbreak in one lesson. My mom, she's the queen of emotional blackmail. One evening, I refused to eat her experimental quinoa curry. She looked at me, deadpan, and said, "Fine, starve. But remember, I carried you for 9 months in summer." I ate the quinoa and the guilt. My sibling, a certified chaos agent, her only contribution to dinner was stealing the last much wanted nugget and proudly declaring survival of the fittest. Darwin would have been proud. I was not. But then came the year when everything changed. My dad lost his job. Laughter at dinner dimmed, and one evening the electricity went out. My mom placed a single candle in the center of the table. She smiled and said, "Tonight, we dine like poets." I looked at my soggy Maggie and thought, more like tragic poets. But we told stories. We turned scarcity into theater. That night, I realized something profound. Family isn't about perfection, it's about presence. My family has seen my best and my worst and will still save me that last gulab jamun. Yes, for me, it's the people at that wobbly dinner table. It's my dad who once taped my failed math test to the fridge, not to shame me, but to remind me that failure was just a pit stop. "Next time," he said, "we aim for the freezer." It was my mom who sat beside me the night before my school play, even though I was convinced I was going to forget my lines and faint dramatically. It was my sister who mocked me relentlessly for crying during a Pixar movie, but also secretly left a chocolate under my pillow when I didn't make the school team. They are the reason I didn't give up. The reason I dared. The reason I realized that love isn't loud, it's consistent. So today, when you go home, don't just scroll past the people who built you. Sit at your own dinner table, however humble it may be. Ask your mom about her day. Steal a bite from your sibling's plate. And let your dad tell that story he said 1,000,000 times. Because in the end, it's not the titles or trophies that stay with you. It's the laughter, echoing of chipped plates. It's the fingerprints of love that's pressed into your soul. Family first, always. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Please welcome Fatima Khan with her piece, Digital Empathy. Digital empathy is the ability to understand, share, and respond to the feelings of others during online interactions. It combines emotional intelligence with digital literacy, ensuring respectful, compassionate, and responsible communication across digital platforms. Presenting Fatima.
Can you hear it? Can you? Not silence, but the constant pulse of 1,000 notifications going ding, one after the other. We live in a world where screens glow brighter than stars, where our voices are typed, not spoken, and a double tap is mistaken for compassion. Picture this: a teenage girl, Amira, who doesn't bother about the people around her, so she goes in search of people online. Her dad calls on her. Amira, get down and have your food. She says, Baba, just give me 5 more minutes and you will see me down. Okay. 5 minutes become 10, then 20. Sounds familiar? Because it's not just Amira's story, it's ours. Our screens may connect us instantly, but they quietly steal the warmth of real connection, the honesty of a face-to-face. Are you okay? I once had a friend who texted me saying I am fine with a smiley emoji, but I knew she wasn't. Her texts were shorter, her replies came slower. Something felt off. So I called her, and guess what? She broke down in tears. That night, I sat to myself in realization that behind every screen, there is a soul, and sometimes silence speaks louder than 100,000 smiley emojis. I am asking the young generations today, do not merely look at empathy as reactions or emojis. It's reading between the pixels and asking, are you really okay? No, not because it's trending again, but because it's human. We have built a world where we can literally send hearts without even feeling them, and like someone's grief without pausing to feel their pain. I've seen group chats where people laugh out loud and their hearts break in scene receipts. Us humanly souls lose hours in cat videos, aesthetic reels, and motivational quotes. We forget 5 minutes later. And guess what? Forget to check on the friend who's sitting right beside us. Maybe next time, instead of liking someone's sadness, please pause, think, and think. We do something radical. Pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm here.
Presenting Fatima.
Can you hear it? Can you? Not silence, but the constant pulse of 1,000 notifications going ding, one after the other. We live in a world where screens glow brighter than stars, where our voices are typed, not spoken, and and a double tap is mistaken for compassion. Picture this: a teenage girl, Amira, who doesn't bother about the people around her, so she goes in search of people online. Her dad calls, "Amira, get down and have your food." She says, "Just 5 more minutes, Baba, and you'll see me down." Okay, okay. 5 minutes become 10, then 20. Sounds familiar? Because it's not just Amira's story, it's ours. Our screens may connect us instantly, but they quietly steal the warmth of real connection. We have built a world where we can send hearts without even feeling them, and like someone's grief without pausing to feel their pain. I once had a friend who texted me saying, "I am fine," with a
We
smiley
request
emoji.
Fatima to kindly pause. Fatima, we will be giving you a cue. Please wait. Sorry for the inconvenience caused. The audience is requested to kindly maintain silence.
Judges, please note Fatima Khan will be delivering her piece after the senior category.
Requesting volunteers to collect the tabs from the judges. We will not be collecting the tabs. We now begin with the senior category. Time allotted to each participant is 4 minutes. Let us invite our first participant, Samantha Priscilla Santosh, to deliver her piece, Booking Tickets Online, which humorously explores how something meant to be quick and simple, booking a movie ticket online, often turns into a test of patience. Presenting Samantha.
Do you ever think that technology was invented just to test how patient you were? Have you ever realized that booking tickets for a film takes longer than the film itself? First, there are these letters hiding behind each other. An F coming out of a P. Hello, can you see me there? It says Miss Nerfinher 79. You press send and it goes, no, try these. Why am I even doing this challenge? I just want to buy the tickets. Doesn't it bore you when you realize, oh, got to register now? I went to the cinema the other day to watch Despicable Me 2. You have to register to Vox Cinema, City Center Vera. That's about a mile and a half from my house. You have to put in your name, your address. I don't even know why I'm giving them my address. I mean, it's me going to the cinema. It's not the cinema coming to me. But then you click region of address and this huge, big list of nations comes up. It's a local cinema, for goodness sake. I look for Dubai because I live there. But often D isn't there. Ah, it must be the United Arab Emirates. So you have to scroll all the way down. Sometimes even U isn't there. Oh, I got it now. It must be the Middle East. So then you have to scroll all the way on top. Sometimes even the Middle East isn't there. And then you realize it was the first one on the list. The ones after that are Afghanistan and Angola. Is there some guy in Angola going, I am so sick of my local multiplex. I think today we should fly 8 hours to Dubai to watch Despicable Me 2. Next up, your email address. Can you confirm your email address? That's because they're so desperate to get my email address in the first place, so then they could harass me with those little sales promotions. It'll say something like, if you do not want to not receive endless emails for the rest of your life and for the life of your children, please remember to uncheck the check, non-check, tick box. By the time you even get to terms and conditions, you just tick them because let's be honest, who has the time? I don't have a fortnight to do legal reading. By the time I get through them, the movie's already over. So I just agree. But I'm slightly afraid that in 5 years' time, Vox Cinema is going to show up on my doorstep and go, we own this house now. You agreed to give it to us when you bought the second series of Breaking Bad? Who knew? Passwords. I've got this original password, and then I've got variations of it with a bunch of hyphens and numbers at the end of it and big capitals for no reason. What I hate is when you give them a password because they want you to have one, and then it'll go weak. Those are my parents' names. Who are you calling weak? And sometimes you forget your password, and it'll go, have you forgotten your password? Click here if you've forgotten your password. Come on, click here. Oh, you don't remember? Well, I'll give you 5 minutes time, think about it, and then come back. And then they'll start asking you a bunch of questions about your life you don't even remember giving them. What's the name of your favorite dog? I can't believe I chose a favorite. But then, when you've finally done it, you feel proud of yourself. And then you click next with full confidence. And then every single thing comes back in red. You mess this up, you let that one out, and sometimes you even get logged out. I mean, who in the world am I racing against? Is that guy in Angola going, I beat you. I knew I would win. Come on, kids, we must get to the airport. Thank you.
Thank you, Samantha. Have you ever wondered what true empowerment looks like in everyday life? Our next contestant, Karen Mercy Renjin, explores this through her rendition, She Uninterrupted, a piece that celebrates women's quiet strength and unwavering resilience. Presenting Karen.
She uninterrupted. Every morning, a woman wakes up and begins her day. She ties her hair back, not simply to keep it neat, but to signal to the world, I am ready. She puts on her shoes not just to walk, but to run the endless race of expectations placed upon her. She steps outside with her keys clutched tightly, not as a tool for convenience, but as a shield against fear. It is in these little things the truth of her life is way she smiles politely at a comment she never invited. The way she swallows her anger when she is interrupted. The way she lowers her voice so she is not called too loud, yet raises her standards so she is not called too weak. They say empowerment is about the big things, laws, policies, revolutions. But empowerment truly begins in the shadows of these small daily battles. Every time a woman is told to behave more like a girl, a piece of her freedom is clipped. Every time a woman's ambition is labeled unrealistic, a door is quietly closed. Yet women continue to push these doors open again and again and again. Think about it. Every time a woman walks into a meeting and repeats her idea until it is heard, that is empowerment. Every time she says no to what diminishes her and yes to what defines her, that is empowerment. We have come far, farther than many have even dared to imagine. Voices once silenced now echo throughout classrooms, movements, and screens. But progress must not be mistaken for completion. Equality can neither be partial nor selective. Until every woman everywhere can speak without apology nor restraint, our journey remains unfinished. The little things accumulate. They form chains that restrict, but they also form sparks that ignite. A mother teaching her daughter to dream bigger. A father who says, yes, yes, you can. These small acts may seem ordinary, but they create extraordinary change. Women do not ask for power to be handed to them. We do not ask for this. We ask for the world to stop weighing us down with invisible burdens, to stop making us prove again and again and again that we belong. For empowerment is not charity, it is justice. It is about giving us back what was always ours, the right to live, the right to speak, and the right to lead. So let us pay attention to the little things, the late nights a woman studies for an exam she was told she didn't need, the courage of a survivor who chooses to speak her truth. Because when we honor these struggles, we see the bigger picture clearly. Empowerment is not a goal for us to chase tomorrow. No, it is not. It is a reality we must create today. And when women rise, not despite the little things, but because of them, humanity rises with them. For she is uninterrupted. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Hope isn't blind optimism. It is the stubborn refusal to give up, even when giving up seems logical. We now have on stage Varunaga Lakshmanan to deliver her piece, Hope in the Dark. Presenting Varunaga.
I often wonder what this world will be like when the war is finally over. Will laughter still be echoing in the streets? Will children play in the sunshine without fear of soldiers turning the corner? Will people look at each other once again as neighbors and not as enemies? These are not questions a child should have to ask. And yet I sit here behind closed curtains, hiding from a world that does not want me. I miss the world outside. I miss the warmth of the sun on my face, the rustle of leaves in the wind, the freedom to laugh without fear. I miss being young without feeling guilty for being alive. There are moments I wonder, what is the purpose of all of this suffering? Why must the world consistently choose to destroy itself when it could so easily choose kindness? I want to live. Oh, how deeply I want to live. Not just to survive, not just to exist in shadows, I want to breathe deeply, to laugh loudly, to chase my dreams as any young girl should. I want to write, to speak, to love, to make a mark so that this world will know that I was here, even if only for a short while. And yet, strangely, in the middle of all of this despair, I cling to hope. Hope is stubborn. It refuses to die, even when everything else has been taken away from you. Even though the world is being torn apart, and truth, justice, and even faith in God seems to be questioned or lost, I believe. With all the innocence of my youth and the weight of my sorrow, I believe that people are truly good at heart. Yes, the world around me shows unimaginable cruelty, injustice, and hatred, but I cannot accept that this is all humanity is capable of. I cannot believe, not even for 1 second, that cruelty is stronger than love. For if I did, what reason would there be to go on? Someday, the guns will be silent, the uniforms will fade, the barbed wire will rust, and what will remain is humanity's choice: to rebuild in hate or to begin again in love. There are days when holding on to this hope seems almost impossible. Days when the darkness feels too overwhelming and my cherished hopes, my dreams, my ideals seem so far-fetched, so impractical. But I refuse to let them go, because they are what keep me alive. Not the walls that surround me, not the silence that shrouds me, but the belief that beyond all of this darkness, light awaits me. Thank you.
Thank you, Varunaga. Let us now invite Miriam and Kurian to deliver a humorous piece, Chronicles of Collaboration or Catastrophe, an engaging exploration of teamwork, capturing its highs, lows, and the lessons hidden within every challenge. Presenting Miriam.
The Chronicles of Collaboration, or Catastrophe. Today, I'd like to talk about something that haunts students across generations, across continents, and possibly across galaxies. Group projects. Now, when teachers say you'll be working in groups, they say it with such joy, like they're handing us free pizza. But we all know what's coming. It's not just pizza. Oh no. It's pizza with pineapple on it. Ugh. Unwanted, controversial, and somehow still there. Let me introduce you to the cast of every single group project I've ever been in. First up, we have the overachiever. This person takes up the entire project and runs with it, like it's an Olympic torch. They create the slides, write the report, and rehearse the entire presentation all by themselves. And then they smile and say it was a team effort. No, it wasn't. It was your solo mission and we were background dancers. Then we have the panicker. This person contributes absolutely nothing for 3 whole weeks, and then on the night before submission, they send 47 melodramatic, panic-stricken messages in the group chat, guys. We're going to fail. No, not we. You. Some of us actually did the work. They haven't read the topic, but they have read the panic manual from cover to cover. Up next, the cheerleader, who serves all the decorative purposes of their pom-poms. Their contribution? Nothing. But they do offer vague encouragement like, nice job, looks good to me, or I love that for us. They're basically the human equivalent of a thumbs up emoji on legs. And finally, for the grand finale, let me introduce the disappearing ambush. This person vanishes the moment the group is formed. No texts, no calls, no sightings, poof, gone with the wind. But magically, they reappear 5 minutes before the presentation is due with a single sentence contribution. I think we should add a quote. You think? Thank you, Sherlock. Very helpful. I once had a project where we had to build a model of a sustainable city. One person built the entire thing out of cardboard, and guess who that was? Me. Another person added glitter. And a third person, who hadn't shown up in weeks, walked in, looked at the model, and goes, "It's nice, but should we add a swimming pool?" A swimming pool. In a city meant to conserve water? Brilliant! Forget the city being sustainable. I was wondering how I was going to sustain my sanity after all this. Okay, maybe I'm being a little too dramatic. Because let's be honest, despite all of this chaos, group projects do teach us something valuable. Patience, diplomacy, and how to smile while internally screaming. So the next time your teacher yells, "Girls, get into your groups," just remember, it's not about the project. It's about the journey. The emotional roller coaster. The group chat that begins with a "Hi, team," and ends with an "I'm blocking everyone." And maybe, just maybe, you'll survive it. Or at the very least, get a good story out of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Miriam. Stuck between two worlds, one of advice and another of algorithms, a teenager discovers that some gaps are wider and funnier than they seem. Devapriya Vinayan, our next participant, is here to deliver her piece, Mind the Gap. Presenting Devapriya.
My mom called me today. She wanted to know how to take a screenshot. I said I would help her. Just click the home button and the lock button at the same time. Simple. She nodded confidently, and I was ecstatic. But oh no, too soon. Because just 2 minutes later, Devu, this home button is which button? Ma, there's only one button on the iPad. Okay, I clicked it, but now the screen is off. My bad. There are actually 2 buttons. No. Now the volume is going down. Okay, there are multiple buttons. All this just for one screenshot? That's the thing with the generation gap. It's basically the Wi-Fi signal between us and our parents. Sometimes strong, sometimes weak, and sometimes completely lost. Let's take music. My parents get emotional about Kabhi Kabhi. Seriously? I get emotional when Spotify starts playing ads because I haven't paid for my premium. Fashion is another battlefield. I wear ripped jeans, and suddenly it's what? A family tragedy? Oh, and then there's, don't let my parents hear this, mental health. Our generation does this horrible thing of asking for help. We have entire checklists for our mental health. Did you meditate today? Drink water? Don't forget your affirmations. Did you breathe properly? Did you touch grass? Did you thank the grass? But back in their day, depression, anxiety, just take a walk. But you know what's really scary? I thought the generation gap was only between us and our parents. And then I met Gen Alpha. These kids are born with iPads in their hands and subscribers on YouTube. I begged for a PlayStation at 13. They're live streaming Fortnite battles at 8. I learned cursive writing. They learned to say, Alexa, play Baby Shark, before they even learned ABC. Honestly, they make me feel like I walked into the future without a user manual. But perhaps it's the role of every generation to not understand the next one. It's easy to complain, of course, but maybe it's all about perspective. Our parents grew up with scarcity. We are growing up with abundance. They value patience, we value speed. And Gen Alpha, they value screen time. So maybe the generation gap isn't a wall. It's a bridge we need to build. Because at the end of the day, every generation thinks the next one is doomed. Until they realize the future is just fine in the hands of kids who can code, create, and maybe, just maybe, teach them how to finally take a proper screenshot. Thank you.
Thank you, Devapriya.
Judges, please note Fatima Khan from the sub-senior category will be delivering her piece. Please welcome Fatima Khan with her piece, Digital Empathy. Presenting Fatima.
Shh. Can you hear it? Can you? Not silence, but the constant pulse of 1,000 notifications going ding, one after the other. We live in a world where screens glow brighter than stars, where our voices are typed, not spoken, and a double tap is mistaken for compassion. Picture this, a teenage girl, Amira, who doesn't bother about the people around her, rather goes in search of people online. Her dad calls on her. Amira, get down and have your food, she says. Just 5 more minutes, Baba, and you'll see me down. Okay. 5 minutes become 10, then 20. Sounds familiar? Because it's not just Amira's story, it's ours. Our screens may connect us instantly, but they quietly steal the warmth of real connection, the honesty of a face-to-face. Are you okay? I once had a friend who texted me saying, I am fine with a smiley emoji, but I knew she wasn't. Her texts were shorter. Her replies came slower. Something felt off. So I called her. And guess what? She broke down in tears. That night, I sat to myself in realization that behind every screen, there is a soul. And sometimes silence speaks louder than 100,000 smiley emojis. I am asking the young generations today, do not merely look at empathy as reactions or emojis. It's reading between the pixels and asking, are you really okay? No, not because it's trending again, but because it's human. We have built a world where we can send hearts without even feeling them and like someone's grief without pausing to feel their pain. But empathy, real empathy, my friends, it's not passive, it's presence. It's choosing to stay when it's easier to swipe away. We laugh in group chats and break hearts in scene receipts. Again, we lose hours in cat videos, aesthetic reels, motivational quotes. We forget 5 minutes later and forget to check on the friend
next to us. Maybe next time, instead of liking someone's sadness, no, pause. We do something radical instead. Pick up the phone and say, hey, I am here. Because in a world full of distractions, being present is the loudest kind of kindness. And maybe, just a maybe, that's the empathy our digital world still needs. Thank you.
Thank you, Fatima. Requesting volunteers to collect the tabs from the judges.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us now applaud the judges, Ms. Sita Sagaran, Mr. Gladson Renard, and Ms. Jennifer Khalil, who have accomplished the challenging task of judging the performance of the finalists. We now request Ms. Sita Sagaran to share with us her experience of being a judge at the competition.
Can you all hear me? So how was that? How was today's event? Did you all enjoy it? Come now, I think they have been extraordinary. Let's have a loud yes, please. Thank you very much. So, good morning, dignitaries, parents, and students. I think it's been an honor for our team. Thank you. Our team to have been here and get an opportunity to judge. And I think it's more than judging, it's been a learning experience. So what I'd like to mention to you all, what my takeaway has been, I think it starts with Arohi, who reminds me that I'm approaching 62. Not any time now, but I'm getting there, about the poem on her grandma. And you have Miriam, who reminded me about the pizza with the pineapple. My children don't like it, and they always tell we can't imagine how pizzas could have pineapple on them. And about Samantha, who reminded me about my favorite movie character, that's the Minions. My children had taken me for that very same movie. And of course, about the bad jokes. My children always complain that my jokes are absolutely atrocious, but I continue telling them nevertheless. And I think I also love some of the very motivational pieces that we heard. That is Rimsha's, Varunaga's, and of course, Deva's generation gap, asking for mental health support. I would like to address this subject in particular today, because what I find is the students have actually raised a very, very important point, because mental health support still remains unaddressed. Even today, when you do hear children to say that they are feeling low, they are feeling a bit depressed, more often than not, we find parents saying, we never felt depressed. We never felt low. Take a walk. Do something productive. I think the time has come where we address such concerns. I also like to mention about Romesa's Tomorrow's Literature, Digital Slang, and Fatima's the honesty of face to face. And of course, Rosalind's households turn into war zones. How many marks can we get for neat handwriting? That's me years ago. I used to really pray that I never used to write much in the examination, and I would hope that they would give marks for good behavior, some good handwriting. I can see the smiles on the teachers. I'm sure you have students like me. And of course, Sharon's to speak the truth, you need to be at an age, and 6 wasn't the age. That's again me. I think many a time I used to embarrass my mom by saying the wrong things when guests would come. One anecdote that comes to my mind is there was always someone who used to bring a box of chocolates home. I must have been around 5 or 6. And once he visited our home, and I could see this beautiful box of chocolates in his lap, and I was impatient. 1 hour went by, he was talking to my dad. I quietly went up to him and said, "Uncle, is that chocolate for me?" My mom was scandalized, but I know the feeling. Anyway, it was meant for me, right? And I think what I'd like to mention to all of you children is, please never let your uniqueness ever change because of the world, because no one can replace you. And I think the biggest takeaway today is that you're all so inspiring. And I've learned from each and every one of you. So thank you very much for that. And I would like to say a small little line which I found was very meaningful. I want to breathe deeply, laugh loudly, speak, and to love. I hope each of you remember that, because what matters is being who you are and making sure you rise to the best potential that you have. Many years ago, my dad, who had a very unconventional parenting style, had given me an opportunity to scribble on one wall of the bedroom, much to the horror of people who knew him. But I think today he would be happy that he allowed a very unconventional style of parenting approach with his children. Parents, I request all of you, be unconventional. Learn from your children and play along with them. Be like them in many ways while guiding them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mom, for your words of encouragement and appreciation. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have a brief interlude. Please put your hands together for our graceful dancers who are ready to enthrall us with their synchronized rhythm.
invite our chief guest, Mr. Michael Gusder, to kindly come up on stage and address the gathering.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas Matthew and the leadership team for inviting me here. I'm extremely passionate about public speaking, but I'm not very comfortable speaking after such a brilliant dance. I think we need to give those dancers a round of applause. They were awesome. Yesterday, I was at a conference, and when we came to the end of the conference, everyone was eager to get away. Everyone was thinking about how much traffic there'll be on the road, looking at our watches, and I'm sure you're doing the same, so I promise to be very, very brief. I tried to avoid speaking, but I was forced, and when you're forced, you can't say no. I think Sheba ma'am sent me a mail, no, you have to speak, so here I am. I'll be brief. At this conference, there were speakers throughout over 2 days. Some were good, some could have been better. And this is what I'm going to tell you. If any of the pupils who spoke today had spoken at that conference yesterday, I am positive you would have got a standing ovation. Really, you would have got a standing ovation. You were passionate, you were connected to the audience, you were eloquent, you were very well prepared, you were articulate, you were sincere, your body language was spot on. Before I go any further, I must commend Fatima Khan. She inspired me today, the girl who had to speak 3 times. That's what inspiration, that's what determination, that's what guts and confidence is all about. 3 times to come up and speak is definitely not easy. And I don't know whether, Fatima, you'll win a prize or not. I hope you do. I really hope you do. But it's up to the judges. In a few moments from now, there are going to be 2 types of people in this auditorium. One, thumbs up, victory signs, smiling, posing with a trophy. And the others, blaming the judges. I feel sorry for you, judges. I really do. But I want to tell those who may not win today. Elocution and marking is very, very subjective. It's like going to have an ice cream. You look at that freezer tray there. There are 15 flavors of ice cream. Which is the best? Which is the best? Some want coffee flavored and some strawberry and some vanilla. It's all up to what you feel like and what you connect with on that day. Is there any bad ice cream? No. That's you speakers. The people selecting it. Are they crazy to choose something and something not? No. So some of you would have appealed to the judges today due to your piece, whether it's humorous or sad or reflective. Some of you would appeal to the judges for something which we'll never understand. We've got very, very experienced judges who have had a difficult job because you have been so outstanding. So thank you to all the participants. And of course, thank you to OOD. As usual, you always put up such a brilliant show, so very well organized. Congratulations, one and all. I'm sure we're going to get some very, very brilliant results, and we're going to see great excitement. I'm not going to keep you from that. All the very best.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words of wisdom. Now we move on to the prize distribution for the sub-junior and junior categories. We request our local advisory board member, Ms. Swapna Nair, and vice principal, Ms. Srija Nair, to come up on stage to felicitate the winners. We would like to reiterate that being the host school, we are not in the run for the overall championship trophy. I now invite Ms. Simi Anthony, head of senior school, to announce the winners.
moment that you've been waiting for. I'll start with the sub-junior category. Shatakshi Sharma of GEMS Our Own English High School, Sharjah, stands 5th. She gets a consolation prize. Have Arohi Menon of GEMS New Millennium School, Al Khail, Dubai. She gets a consolation prize. To Prarthana Sanjay of GEMS Our Own Indian School, Dubai. Second position is Tanvi Singh of GEMS Our Own English High School, Dubai. And the winner of the sub-junior category is Isa Lislibin of GEMS Millennium School, Sharjah. To the junior category, Kashika Sonone of Delhi Private School, Sharjah stands 5th. She gets a consolation prize. Shamim of GEMS Our Own Indian School, Dubai. She gets a consolation prize. Haifa Shafi of GEMS Our Own English High School, Lane. Dubai. And the winner of the junior category is Anya Narnoli of GEMS Modern Academy, Dubai. From the sub-senior category, Rumaisa Khattak of Habitat School Ajman stands fifth. She gets a consolation prize. In the fourth position, we have Sarah Sherry of GEMS Our Own English High School, Sharjah. She gets the consolation prize. The third prize goes to Shannon Joy Thakur of GEMS New Millennium School, Al Khail, Dubai. In the second position is Fatima Khan of Delhi Private School, Ajman. And the winner of the sub-senior category is Rosalind Martina Arujo of GEMS Our Own English High School, Dubai. From the senior category, Varunaga Lakshmanan of the Millennium School, Dubai stands fifth. She gets a consolation prize. In the fourth position, we have Karen Mercy Ranjan of GEMS Millennium School, Sharjah. She gets the consolation prize. The third prize goes to Miriam Ann Kurian of GEMS Our Own English High School, Sharjah. Priya Vinayan of Gems Our Own English High School, Dubai. And the winner of the senior category is Samantha Priscilla Santosh of Gems Millennium School, Al Khail. Before we move on to the announcement of the overall championship, we have a special award to be given away. May I request our Executive Principal, Mr. Thomas Matthew, and the other dignitaries on stage to give away the award. Sir? Our chief guest, Shiba ma'am. The Sheikha Fatima bin Mubarak Award for Excellence is presented annually to an exceptional female students across the GEMS Education Network in the UAE. The award is highly coveted and to be selected is a true honor. The students chosen to receive this bursary have exhibited outstanding academic success, commitment to social responsibility and global citizenship. We are delighted to announce that our student Trisha Nikhil Kumar Sayani is the proud recipient of this prestigious award for the year 25-26. As a Sheikha Fatima Award winner, she will receive a year's scholarship for the current academic year. We invite Trisha Nikhil Kumar Sayani to please come up on stage. We request her parents to also join us on stage. Congratulations, Trisha. Next, we have the presentation of the prestigious K.S. Varkey Overall Championship Trophy. I can hear your few heartbeats. Shall we defer the announcement later, for a later time? We will have a humorous speech instead. What about the school song? All right, all right. I don't want to keep you in suspense. The school with the highest score is Gems Our Own English High School, Dubai. With 31 points. However, being the host school, we are not in the run for the overall championship trophy. Hence, the school winning the overall championship trophy is Gems New Millennium School, Alkhail, with 18 points. The team from Gems New Millennium School, Dubai, is requested to come onto the stage and staff representatives to receive the trophy.
Thank you, sirs. Thank you, ma'ams. Rinaz Sultana, Captain Literary Activities Senior School, will now deliver the vote of thanks.
A good speech is not only heard but felt. This morning, we have been touched, challenged, and inspired by our remarkable speakers. I vividly remember 2014 and 2019 when I stood on this very stage as a participant of the prestigious K.S. Varkey English Elocution Contest finale. I still consider it one of my greatest accomplishments. This contest, with its legacy of 40 years, has molded many orators along the way and continues to do so. This morning, our contestants have painted a vivid tapestry of ideas and emotions in our hearts and minds through their carefully chosen words and compelling delivery. I thank and congratulate each one of them for gifting us a wonderful and memorable morning. On behalf of our executive principal, Mr. Thomas Matthew, and the entire staff of GEMS Our Own Dubai, I extend my sincere gratitude to Mr. Michael Guster, Executive Vice President, GEMS Education, for gracing this occasion and encouraging the students on their quest for excellence in the spoken word. We thank the members of the Varkey family for their constant guidance and support. We sincerely thank the local advisory board members
come to the end of today's event. Parents, teachers, and participants are requested to remain